Hey y'all, it's been a while. So first battle report. So this was going to be the scenario I played with my son on Father's Day, but time got away from us, and so it's not, I don't know the rules well for Battlegroup. I've soloed one or maybe two games. So I thought, well, I'll get the scenario started, and I'll still get him down here next couple days or sometime this week. Probably this week sometime. Try to get it played. Anyway, it's British Paras on. They've landed. This is the Von Luck Campaign out of Chain of Command from Two Fat Lardies. So I'm mixing my metaphors here, but basically it's kind of a meeting engagement patrol type of scenario. I'm using sort of using the stuff from the first scenario in Von Luck, and then some of the things from the patrol like reconnaissance scenario from the main Battlegroup rulebook. I was going to be this battle will feature some of the new painted minis from British Legion, which I still have to make a video on. Got an incredible job. Just based a couple of them so I could use them. There they all are. You can see them on the sticks there. Thank you, British BL, Mr. Legion. Anyway, so basically these guys, they're just going to move up. There's an objective here, and one here. All the objectives have been taken. Battle tokens have been taken. So this is interesting. In the Von Luck campaign, you roll for missing squads or sections, because they're paratroopers, they've landed, they're scattered. Well, I rolled for 2 sections to be missing. So that's a total of all these people will not be in this game at all. But that's okay, I think. Well, it'll be interesting to see how it works out, because they still get all this other support stuff. Interesting. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about some here. They're not supposed to get any support. The British aren't supposed to get support. Yeah, I've definitely mixed up my stuff here. But here's the interesting thing. So the battle rating for this group as I built it was 25 versus the German 15. The meeting engagement, it really should be very similar. Well, what's interesting is I took out 2 of those sections, and there's not really a provision for that in battle groups. So I thought, well, maybe they just take 2 battle rating markers. So I did. I took a 1 and a 5, and then they lost that first objective, and they took another battle rating, so they were to 10. So then the battle rating was down to 15 to 15. So I thought that was interesting. And then the Germans had to take a battle rating because the British took a objective, and they just got a 1. So it's actually 14 to 15 right now. British favor. I was supposed to take another counter for the other objective, and rolled a confusion. So this my 307 over here, and I probably took that confusion counter because it's unpainted. So I just built that last night to try to get it so my son could have it I could have it on the table for him to shoot the Piet. But it's interesting, as I'm sitting here kind of talking this through, I thought, I think I've added some stuff I shouldn't have added. Anyway, well, we'll play it out let's see what happens, and I'll catch you in the next turn. See ya. End of turn 4. It's not looking good for the British Paras in this D-Day +1 or 2, whatever battle it is. Yeah, with these guys, it's the white smoke. I'm doing this to indicate they fired. So it's the end of turn 4, so this can come off. So basically you have to know, if they fired the last turn, you have to know that so you can know if they're easier to spot. So I have to mark if they fired, if I'm doing that right. So these guys need to keep these markers on here until the end of the next British turn, and they can take them off. You pretty much remember who moved, because that indicates it as well. So the British Paras moved up to that tree line, and they shot and did nothing. These guys shot to pin him, did nothing, and then I said, this guy, he shot area fire and pinned him. That pinning is a huge deal in Battlegroup, because when those guys assault him, just all you have to do is get within 5 inches, an assault, they don't get to fight back at all. So that's pretty big deal. So they just lost that. Now, they drew the battle counter, they had breakdown. I rolled a 1, so the only vehicle did not break down. But they didn't take a battle counter. Right now the battle counters stand at 6. So they started out at 25, so I should do this math before I turn it on. So that's 6, 7, 12, so they're at 13, they're at 9. So the Germans are close, but they just took out their main fire unit. The reason I remember, the reason I only have one squad on here is because when I rolled on the 2 Fat Lardies table, two of these were missing. So at that point, I should have probably just made a defensive perimeter and defended the line here, and then maybe better part of Valor, if I can, I should look in the campaign. I should maybe pull back because it probably affects future, because I'm doing this Von Luck campaign. I don't know if I'm going to do the whole campaign, but I need to look at that because maybe I'd want to pull back. So, but anyway, so they close assaulted, took them out. This guy fired on that. He did. I've been pinning with this mortar, that vehicle, but then I've been using tactical coordination. Unfortunately, drawing low numbers. So the Germans aren't taking too high numbers. They're close. This Piat is sneaking up. Try to take out that 307 there. This infantry unit here is coming around to protect them, but we'll see what happens. But I am going to look in the 2 Fat Lardies. I'll come right back just a second. All right, so here I am. Yeah, there is a way to, I think, the sharp end to do that sort of thing, to withdraw from the battle, and it would make a difference. I think in this case I'll just not probably do that. I'm just gonna probably not play the campaign, but just enjoy the scenario for what it is. Though I think at this point the British should pull back and try to consolidate. Like, I've got my command crew up here. Those guys got to move back, and these guys here. That's interesting. I did see in the scenario as the 2 Fat Lardies described it. So if they don't move in here, then they get soft cover because it's like 3 feet high. So then it counts as a little bit. I'm counting as obscured firing, but no cover. So I could count as obscured. Like if these guys don't move, they could be in soft cover. So that'd be helpful. That's kind of cool. I like that. So I'll use that. And I really want to see if this Piat takes out this vehicle. So I may play turn 5. British turn 5 and see what happens. All right, game over. Game over, man. Battle group. First scenario in the Von Luck campaign. Big field here. Cozy field. Looks like a cozy field. German victory, but just barely. So that's interesting. And I had not played correctly. So the British may not have broken as early as they did. It's because I kept operating all the teams as one command. So all these teams should have been separate commands. I wouldn't have not been able to move all them up and get as much firepower on the British as I was. And so these last 3 turns I played just now, I divided them up, and it makes a difference. I mean, I was throwing some serious dice. So man, it's just funny who you can't, what you don't hit, what you don't observe, you know, the dust of battle and all that stuff. It's crazy, but. Basically how it ended, I close assaulted that vehicle. Here's the deal. I close assaulted it, but I hadn't taken hand grenades, so I'm not really sure if I could have close assaulted it, but I did it anyway just to see what it was like, and I took out the vehicle. I don't know. I wouldn't clear on the vehicle assault rules on an open top if you don't have hand grenades, or grenades, or take grenades, sorry. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, so that's that. Then the team that was there, they were close assaulted by all these people. They were just wiped out. I don't think, and I did not roll, I did not roll their attack against these guys. So let's see what they would have had. They had, who was it? Let's just test this out because maybe the Germans would have lost. So they had, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they would have had 6 dice hitting infantry in the open. Let's see. 6 dice hitting infantry in the open. Sorry, I'm doing that right now. But I just realized that I did not fight them back. They were not pinned. So they were 0. And they were small arms. So it would have been 2 pluses. I don't know if moving fire or moved it says move, so okay, so 3 pluses. So they got 3 hits against that unit, but that unit had more guys than that, so they would have just pinned. They wouldn't have wiped them out, so they wouldn't have taken anything. Unless because I would have just pinned. Okay, sorry. I was just saying, because here's how, so these guys tried to assault these guys. Well, okay. These guys were pinned, this command unit. With all these guys rushing forward, they got pinned, and I thought I have to take that off of them. So I took off the pin, and I drew this 4, giving them a total of 25, which was their break point, so they broke. They had 11, so they just had 4 left. They had just 4 left. So pretty cool. That part was cool. Generally, I liked it again. Yeah, I mean, the observation things, I mean, like, there was a bunch of times I couldn't pin, I couldn't observe, nothing was happening. It was frustrating. But, I don't know, it worked out. The battle was close. I don't know. So that was that. That's Battlegroup. That's the first Von Luck. So if this would have been the Von Luck campaign, I think I would have, when I was down to my 2 command squads in this mortar, I would have definitely pulled back. I would have retreated off the board and, you know, took it as a loss and then did whatever I had to do to go to the next game. I would not have sat there and fought that out. But maybe in this campaign, it doesn't really matter. You don't count losses, maybe. But you'd have to count losses. Anywho, but I didn't lose my main command unit in that unit, but I did lose that command unit. I wouldn't have done all that. I would have just got out. Although I did end up destroying that vehicle. Blah, blah, blah. That's my second, I think my second Battlegroup game ever. So that's that, and we'll chat at you later. See ya. Oh, I think I said this at the beginning of the video, but I'll say it again because it's been a long time since I started. Oh, can't see that for my first time using my new Brits from British Legion. Can't really see it. I'll do a video on those. Bye.